Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Like the astronaut stranded by HAL, the supercomputer in 2001: A Space Odyssey, tens of thousands of Parler users logged on today to find themselves stranded and silenced by high-tech overseers. Parler's opening page read, "It seems that we are either over capacity or you are experiencing a poor network connection." It appears to be a coordinated effort. Big tech companies including Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Pinterest silenced the President of the United States and many of his staff and supporters, citing what they believe is their role in fomenting an insurrection. For one of the fathers of the Internet, the architect of cloud computing and other computing advances, this sudden censorship serves as a warning.
Certainly we see tech billionaires who would love to be in a position of Big Brother. I think they'd love to run the country as autocrats. I think they regard themselves as so much smarter than the average American that it doesn't even bear talking about. I think they're potentially even more dangerous than they've shown themselves so far. But at the same time, American democracy is a tough nut to crack.
For others, the coordinated action is motivated only by simple politics.
Facebook, Twitter, these are not moral champions here. The reason why these guys are doing it is because the Democrats are about to take power, and they view this as a way to get on their good side to avoid any sort of restrictions or any sort of laws being passed that hurt them.
It is not just big tech. The AP reports, quote, a growing number of Wall Street banks and businesses have cut ties with President Donald Trump's campaign and financial arms, as well as the broader Republican Party. It notes the financial company Stripe, quote, has stopped processing payments for the Trump campaign, donations that are often solicited through emails and text messages. That, while financial giants American Express and J.P. Morgan Chase are stopping donations to members of Congress who supported the electoral vote challenge. While sources tell the Examiner there is now talk of disbarring some lawyers on the president's legal team. In the House today, Democrats plowed ahead with a resolution invoking the 25th Amendment.
To declare President Donald J. Trump incapable of executing the duties of his office and to immediately exercise powers as acting president.
The high-tech censorship is already provoking a backlash. Parler's CEO is now threatening an antitrust lawsuit.
But Amazon and Apple and Google, they don't care. So then when they realize the markets are contestable, they squash the competition. So, if there's a case for antitrust, I think this is a pretty prime example.
That, while police in San Francisco are said to be on guard for protests at Twitter's headquarters. Long-term hopes for an open dialogue and free speech in the digital age may lie with newer blockchain technologies already under development at Yale and elsewhere.
People will own their data, and the database itself will be publicly available. It will be a safe database based on blockchain security technology. And we'll have a variety of social net interfaces. I like our own best, that is Twitter, in our version, which was just like Twitter, but more powerful.
In the meantime, Professor Galernter says that someone with deep pockets and a team of 25 good programmers could come up with competitive alternatives to the Google, Facebook, Twitter nexus that can ensure freedom from censorship, but it would take several months. Doug McKelway for the Washington Examiner.